Okay, the moth is alive again. Just a magnum. There we go. Get the babies off. The shotgun would have been better for this. Okay, and because I said I'd go in that other room, and scenario B. Ordinarily, I'd completely ignore this because that extra room where we put the fingerprint in has no real value, honestly. It's kind of interesting, but once you've seen it, it's not interesting enough to justify the build-up through 2 scenarios to get to it. Okay, put this in there. Let's see. Yeah, we'll put them. Will we put? I don't need this anymore, but okay, let's go. Yeah. The main reason I want the shotgun, like I say, shotgun's better against lickers than the Magnum is because of its spread. That room we're going into is a fairly small room and it has like 4 lickers in it. Thanks for playing. I think we're making good time. Like the Claire A scenario, this room we're about to go into now, this room here, the plants will have respawned in different area. Again, not really worth dealing with. I was actually surprised when we opened the shutter that we took both the plants down with 1 shotgun blast. Because usually what I'll do there is I'll open the shutter, then I'll leave the room and come back in, and the plants will be in that position we just saw, and that'll be it. Discard the key, go in here, there's a couple of things here that we might as well grab while we're here. This room is not necessary for scenario B for Leon. Oh god, there's plants. This might have been a bad idea. Magnum rounds. How many was that? Was that like 14? Was that 16? That was a lot of Magnum rounds. Push the switch. Okay, so Claire's already done this. We just put 1 more fingerprint in, and we can get in here. Yeah, I do wonder if you could scan 2 different fingers on your hand for the 2 separate fingerprint verification bits. Stop that. What a time to reload. that it? Awesome. So, not entirely sure what that actually is supposed to be. There's a dead USS soldier there with another submachine gun. If you got the submachine gun, then it's a clip, which only appears here. And this is the room. This is it. And like I said, I don't think it's really worth the build-up of the two scenarios, and you have to get the fingerprint in both scenarios. But that's enough time wasted. Now we have to head back to the room with the box puzzle, and we actually have to climb the box. Thankfully, when you leave that room, if the box isn't in the right position, it resets. But if the box is in the right position, it stays where it is, which is good. I mean, if it reset after you'd pushed the box in the right position, we just wouldn't push the box in there until we need to. So, yeah. Alright, let's go. What is with you?
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for.
So, if you remember the Claire scenario, she actually runs into Claire after this, based on the timeline. She finds Leon here, says, "You murdered my husband," and then runs to Claire and says, "You murdered my husband." And it's like, make up your mind, woman.
What? You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to Shaun and became his girlfriend to get information about him.
So the agency is only really referred to here, and I think in Code Veronica. The agency is who Wesker's supposed to be working for at that point. It is like some sort of rival to Umbrella. Although, it is worth noting, like, she's a spy sent by the agency, okay. You know, you could argue the custom Magnum is not as good for taking Mr. X on as the standard Magnum is. I think it's 4 shots for each, but the custom Magnum fires slower. But the agency in... A lot of people may refer to the CIA as such, as just the agency. And I do wonder if that's what was originally meant by this, but, you know, with later games, the meaning was changed into just an operative for a rival company. It's possible, but, you know, who knows, honestly. You would have had to find the writer at the time. Because even if you went and found the original writer for this now, because this game had a dedicated writer for it. I say a dedicated writer, there was... Capcom got somebody in who actually wrote books or novels, who wrote something before writing this that wasn't video games, to write the scenarios for this, write the stories. Ooh. But yeah, you You really have to find them at the time.
Leon, please.
See, because, you know it's like writers can change their mind on what things mean later on.
Team. I can't just leave you behind.
Good examples of that being Hideo Kojima retconning stuff in Metal Gear Solid, George Lucas retconning stuff in Star Wars. Like, no, this is what I originally meant. This was my intention. J.K. Rowling retconning stuff with the Harry Potter series, saying, "Oh no, this is what I meant." So you'd have to find them at the time. So who knows at this point? Maybe Ada was originally intended to be part of the CIA, and they changed it with later games. So that's how the self-destruct sequence was activated. It also means that Annette is dead now as well.
Goodbye.
Pick up the master key that she dropped. They de-equipped my magnum for some reason. So there's if you watch the RE4 playthrough, you already know this isn't where Ada dies. This is the canon. Claire A. Leon B. Umbrella Chronicles has a separate scenario which follows up on Ada after this and how she escapes Raccoon City, which actually ties in with Outbreak of all things.
Claire, is that you? Where are you?
See you on the monitor. Never mind that right now. Leon, you have to go back and get Sherry for me. I left her in the security office. Please, you must save her.
Wait a second. What are you gonna do? Where are you going?
I still have a few loose ends to take care of. I'm counting on you.
Hello? Claire, are you there? Claire!
Ugh.
The security office?
Yeah, she never asked if I know where that is. The map will tell me, but she never asked if Leon knows where the security office is. And the reason we don't go in the security office before this is it's actually locked. We can't get in there until we have the master key. And then when we get the master key, we're asked to go and get Sherry. So we're on the home stretch. Let's go. I should really do a playthrough of this game exploring when I'm not really intended to. I wonder if we can go to where Annette died now and find her body. That'd be an interesting thought, particularly because there's no reason for us to go back there now. Meanwhile, in Leon A. Claire B, Claire does come across in Annette's body where she dies, and she dies in a different location. And she finds Sherry there, crying over her mother. And it's also the only time in the game where you actually see interaction between Sherry and Annette.
Sherry? I've come to get you out of here. Claire is waiting for you.
Sherry, I'm a friend of your mother's. Come and get in my van, I've got candy. Although I suppose at this point it's like, yeah, might as well trust him. What could go wrong? You'll die anyway if you don't. Push the button. Push the button. Push the button. Going to the bottom. Yeah, it always makes me think the elevator did actually go sideways there, rather than it just being a thing for the display. But here's that train we found Leon on at the end of Claire A. You know, I love how the Dreamcast version of this game looks, but the backgrounds really do come off as blurrier because of the higher resolution. Like, all the 3D stuff is touched up and improved, but the backgrounds are still as compressed as they were in the PlayStation version, and they look worse in comparison. And, you know, because they took my Magnum off me again. They look worse in comparison, and because the Dreamcast is outputting at a higher resolution. Because the PlayStation puts out at 240p. And you can up-res that through various methods. You can play it on PS3, and it comes out at the higher resolution because of the PS3. But that's not up-resing one single part of it, it's up-resing the entire thing. So it still looks very fitting together. Let's put the shotgun away. Let me see. Yeah, this will be enough. Let me use one just in case, just to fill us up. Yeah, it's like, say you play one of the more recent ports of Final Fantasy IX on the PS4, the PC, the Switch, whatever, and they've sharpened all the 3D stuff, and it looks alright. Yes. And it looks alright, but they've not really done anything with the backgrounds, and as a result, while the backgrounds look about the same as they did... We've got 5 minutes now. While the backgrounds look about the same as they did in the original PlayStation version, because the character models are now sharper, they look worse in comparison. Meanwhile, get the original PlayStation version and up-res that however you want. And it's going to look better because it looks more uniform. It all fits together better. And while up-resing the backgrounds is going to make the compression more obvious, you're up-resing the character models at the same time, and that makes the lower graphical quality of the character models about the same level of obviousness, rather than just sharpening the 3D models, like the character models, and leaving the backgrounds as they are. Yeah, that was probably nothing. So this is why we had 2 empty slots, so we could use these. Okay, so we turn the power off to turn the power on the train. Oh, hey there. So, a little tip here, dodge to the left immediately. Usually that'll make it work, but I guess I hesitated a little bit. This ain't good. No sense in messing around in caution there. There we go. So those 2 plugs exist pretty much entirely so you are guaranteed to have room for the rocket launcher. And the same is true of basically all the classic Resident Evils. There's an item you need to activate the final fight. Game over. There's an item you need to activate the final fight that frees up space in your inventory for the rocket launcher. In RE1, it's the flares. You get the flares, you signal Brad, and then the Tyrant comes out for the final fight. RE3 actually doesn't have a specific weapon required for the final fight. Okay, let's go. I actually did much worse on that Tyrant fight than I usually do. I'm not happy about that. Especially the way I got hit by the first attack. Like, specifically, dodging to the left immediately gets you out of that, and I guess I hesitated a little bit, which cost me. Okay, and get past these guys, press this switch. Open the gates so the train can get out. And I'll take care of you so Claire doesn't run into you. Now we just have to turn. We just have to activate the train and we can get out of here. Let's start it up. There we go. And now we get Claire. Oh no, Sherry fell over.
Sherry's unconscious.
Oh no.
I have the antidote. If I give it to her.
You know, I never really paid attention to Claire's hands there, but that looked really blocky.
Claire, what's happening?
Not now. Come on, Sherry, wake up. Wake up. Please wake
Come on,
up.
Sherry. Dinner's ready.
Where? Where am I?
It worked!
Good work, Leon.
Sherry, you're gonna be okay. Thanks, Claire.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right.
Okay.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. Plot twist. There's actually now an extra 4 hours of gameplay for B scenario.
Goodbye, Ada.
Actual plot twist, there is actually a bit of extra game for scenario B. RE2 make hints more strongly that this will happen, but in the original, there was nothing to suggest this was going to happen. And this only happens in scenario B.
What was that?
So in scenario A, Leon's, if you do Leon A, Leon still walks in there and says goodbye Ada, and then it cuts to the credits.
Emergency system has been activated. This train will detonate. Repeat, this train will detonate.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
What's wrong?
I don't know. The door won't open.
Huh. Well, I guess we can only go this way then. Now let's go visit the item chest. Uh-oh. It's a barnacle from Half-Life. No, it's actually the final form of William Birkin. He's come to finish the job. And this is... there are two bioweapons in the series that you could contend are the toughest bioweapons. There's the G-Virus, infected Birkin, and there's Nemesis, and the reason for both is they both take so much damage, and while they do devolve because of how much damage they take, they still keep coming. Okay, put you down. There we go. This isn't a difficult fight. I mean, if you didn't have the ammo, you could have a problem, but this really isn't a difficult fight. Yeah, I actually wonder if you could just exit through the door. Huh. Never tried that. Is here's the thing, you expect the door to be locked in boss fights for Resident Evil because it happens so often, it becomes your thought that, oh, a boss fight, I guess the door's locked. But then there's an example in Resident Evil 3 when you fight Nemesis on the tram, where the door isn't locked, and if you just turn around and leave, you immediately initiate the next cutscene. And that's it. Resident Evil 2, complete.
Warning. The self-destruct system has been activated. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially. Repeat, each train compartment will detonate sequentially.
Claire! Stop the train!
I can't. The door to the control room is locked.
And so this is why I bring up the Nemesis thing, because even after what we've just done, Birkin's still coming. Nothing we've done has actually finally stopped him.
This is not good. Leon, where are you?
And he's still coming. And it's kind of the same with Nemesis. Even at the end of RE3, with all the damage we do to Nemesis, even at the end with the whole "you want stars, I'll give you stars" thing, we don't know if Nemesis is actually dead. When we leave that room, Nemesis is still twitching.
Which one's the right switch? Maybe this one?
And the main thing that keeps us from actually properly finding out whether or not Nemesis would have got back up is the nuke hits Raccoon City pretty much right after. And there's the case here, like, even after all the damage we've thrown at Birkin, he's still coming. And now he's probably more unstoppable than ever because he's just gained so much mass.
Are you alright?
I'm okay.
Where's Claire? Claire? Claire!
Right here.
Claire!
I guess we all made it.
And there we go.
They just won't quit. Come on, we have to get out of here.
Still coming. And in the end, the only thing that stops Birkin here is the train's self-destruct system. And you kind of assume that would be enough. The system would be designed for containing biohazards like that.
It's finally over.
We never see Birkin again.
You look terrible.
No worse than you?
And you'd hope that the full incineration would do it.
Time to leave.
Now? What's wrong? Is something following us?
We have to go. We don't have any time to waste.
Go? Where?
Hey, it's up to us to take out Umbrella.
I prefer that ending to the Claire B ending. While I have grown pretty fond of the Claire B scenario, Claire B's ending is just so meh. It's the same thing except Claire gets up and is like, come on, we have to go. And Leon's like, go where? And Claire doesn't respond, she just says to herself, Chris, I'll find you. And then it cuts to the rocking theme, because the rocking credits theme is for Scenario B. And it doesn't really fit. Meanwhile, Leon just turned around going, hey, it's up to us to take down Umbrella, and then the guitar. It really fits, it's really cheesy and I love it. But that was Resident Evil 2, Claire A, Leon B. And I still like this game. This is probably my favourite of the classics. I wouldn't say it's the best. Like I said in Scenario A, I think it's the best balanced. But I think gameplay-wise, the best is probably 3. Or maybe Remake. Although Remake's higher difficulty can be a big turn-off for a lot of people. It's not something you really hear about a lot. You hear more, oh, RE3 is really difficult. And the case is, yeah, RE3 is pretty difficult thanks to Nemesis and the RNG that occurs with what monsters will appear where and what ammo and items will appear where. But overall, I think Remake is actually harder, mostly because the enemies, the standard zombies, take more to put down, and then there's the Crimson Heads. But overall, RE2 is a fantastic game. I really do like this game. I'm not sure when this is going to be finished, actually, this uploading this playthrough. This might take us past October, in which case, I hope you enjoyed Halloween 2019. Hopefully we'll be back next year with Halloween 2020. Not sure what I'll do for that. Maybe another Resident Evil, who knows. I've got other Hideki Kamiya games I want to do before next Halloween, though. Yeah, I really enjoy Resident Evil 2. It's a lot of fun. It's a game I will still go through on occasion. I do actually own this on everything now, except Gamecom and PC, which I'm never going to get either of those. And I'm really happy with this, and let's see what the final rank was. It should be an A rank. I didn't save, I didn't use any first aid sprays. The time will be way under for what I need for the A rank. But what's the actual time at? Yes! An hour and 49 minutes. Even with the mistake I made with forgetting... What did I forget? The spade key. I wasted time with the spade key, and then the side room, the fingerprint room. Even with that, an hour and 49 minutes, I'm happy with that. That was good stuff. It was a good playthrough. And we get the other weapons because we did Scenario B in under 2 hours. But that's going to be it for Resident Evil 2 and possibly for Halloween. So I want to thank everybody who tuned in for Halloween. Really appreciate the support. Yeah, put this here. I hope you've all enjoyed the Halloween playthrough. The Suffering is the other Halloween playthrough. That might be done by the time this goes up. But thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and hopefully I'll see you next time. I'm not sure what the next Resident Evil game will be. We'll see. I might do Revelations. It's been a while. We'll see. I'll catch you guys next time.